Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to go ahead and be using polygel once more. We're going to be doing some short beautiful nails on my sister. I literally just freestyled this set. I just came up with this set and I honestly really love the outcome, although at the end I was like, I think the charms kind of overdid it. I overdid it because I love charms, but she's like not too much, but she didn't mind them, so I just freestyled this set. She said do whatever and I was like, bet, I got you. Today I'm going to be going over how to prep the nail, what bits to use, what items I use after my prep, how to apply your nail tips, what speed to use your 𝚐𝐸𝐻𝐿 at, polygel application in real time. I'm going to be doing 4 nails, a fully short, show you guys in one go how to apply it, get your apex and literally just move on. I'm going to be going over how to seal the cuticle, shaping, filing. We're also going to be seeing how to encapsulate the Aurora Foil, how to do Aurora Chrome application, and how to adhere your nail charms. So I do have a quick question for you guys. Do you guys prefer me to have background music or not? Usually my last videos I haven't been doing that at all anymore, but if you guys prefer that, please let me know. In this video I think I might actually do it, just because I have no background noise, because there was copyright sounds in the original audio or whatever. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Also, if you guys are interested in a one-on-one class polygel application, literally perfecting your application in one go, products to use, anything like that, you guys can request a class with me. If you guys want all of that info, again, don't forget to reach me at my Instagram here. Let's go ahead and get started and enjoy the video. So previously I did remove some gel polish she had on her nails. I did not use acetone. I literally just removed everything with the 𝚐𝐸𝐻𝐿 on itself, and I do leave a thin layer of base coat there. You guys can see that, the other one she ripped out. I do not like to use acetone anymore. I notice it kind of just dries out my hands a lot. It's hard to kind of just get them back up to shape. It makes them brittle, all of that. Honestly, up to your preference. I personally remove them just using the 𝚐𝐸𝐻𝐿 alone. It's much safer for me. And I love to keep my nails long. She as well loves to keep her natural nail length. So that is what I did previously. And now we're just going to go in and gently push back the cuticles. I'm going in very, very gentle. Her cuticles tend to kind of just stick a lot to the nail plate, so I do have to be very gentle and take my time. You guys can see I'm going in gently pushing. If my cuticle pusher just stops sometimes when I'm pushing it back, that usually means I need to go in there a little bit more to lift that little pocket right up. You guys can see once you lift that pocket up, all of that is just going to come right off. You guys can see that it's just coming off, that little white stuff. Super gently here, kind of just stop. So here I do have to take more time to make sure I get that white cuticle skin or white cuticle off. You guys can see it came off. We still have a little bit more. I'm just kind of digging a little bit, not too much. Very, very gently. And it just will pry off. You guys can see I'm kind of able to just move my cuticle pusher right under the pocket. That means we lifted that up. We're ready now to go in with our flame bit. I'm using a fine flame bit. We're going to turn our 𝚐𝐸𝐻𝐿 at forward and at 6 RPMs. I did review this 𝚐𝐸𝐻𝐿. I honestly really loved it. You guys again can use my discount code Priscilla12 at checkout to save 12% off your purchase. It's by Melody Susie. Really loved it, and it's just such an upgrade, honestly. We're going to again divide the nail in half, and I'm working from the center outward, very gentle. The flame bit is something that I'm not honestly really too comfortable yet working on it with people. I'm more comfortable with it using it on myself, but I kind of am trying to get more into doing people's nails. I do plan to maybe go to nail school, but right now I don't have that money for that. So I'm just going in and just starting to practice more on my sisters. I usually would only do my nails by myself, and that's it. I don't do people's. People would ask me, can you do my nails? I'm like, no, I probably would take 10 hours. Like on hers, I'm pretty sure the set took me around, I believe probably 6-7 hours, to be honest. But here we did go ahead and turn my 𝚐𝐸𝐻𝐿 to reverse 6 RPMs, and we're again dividing the nail in half. I'm just going in gently, removing some cuticle, opening that pocket a little bit more. And now we're going to go in and change our bits. Let's go on to my favorite bit. I call this a cylinder bit. It does have a different name, but I just call it a cylinder round bit. I don't know. Again, you want to leave a little gap in between the 𝚐𝐸𝐻𝐿 piece and the bit. Here's how that looks. Lock it. We're now going to go in at forward 6 RPMs. I love this bit so much. It pushes back that cuticle. It gives you much more cleaner look. It removes any callus around the skin. But before that, we are going to go in and remove any dust. You want to make sure that you're able to see exactly where you're working on. You guys can overfile the nails if you have some dust there, so make sure you clean that very, very well. And then we're just again from the center outward, dividing the nail in half, and we're just going in and gently just pushing back the cuticles, removing any callus. She has a lot of that. Like I said, her job requires a lot of manual labor, especially with her hands. So her hands, I do take extra care of them. I focus more on my prep more than anything when it comes to me doing her hands. She loves for me to clean them very up, remove any callus. She really honestly prefers and appreciates the amount of time I take on my prep, even though it's an hour just for her prep alone. But that is what I honestly must do for her, and she has no problem waiting that time. I often ask her, like, do you want me to do this, yes or no? And she's like, yeah, go for it. But yeah, here we're now going in reverse, and look how beautiful it just pushes that cuticle skin back. It just gives you a cleaner, nice look. If you guys are into Russian manicures or that kind of clean look, this bit alone will help you achieve that without using your nippers or anything like that, or your cuticle scissors. Usually I would use cuticle scissors on her. I didn't do that. I wanted to see how it would look if I didn't do that, and honestly still achieve the same clean look. Still reverse. We're going at 6 RPMs. Real gentle. Look how beautiful that looks. Kind of removing any skin. This bit, I often do not use it on the nail plate. It might look like I am, but I'm mainly using this around this skin, the cuticle area, and we're just kind of removing any little bits of skin that kind of got lifted, any callus, dry skin. That is mainly what I'm using this bit for. I'm not really using this on the nail plate. I thought I should clarify that. It might look like it, but I am not. Here we're doing it in reverse to remove callus. It wasn't working. I often forget sometimes. So we are going to go in and turn our 𝚬𝚐 forward. And now you're able to just gently remove some of that callus. I do not remove it all. And you want to make sure that you're doing one swipe motions. If you take way too long, or if you're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth like that, you will get that burning sensation. You want to make sure that you're going one way, one way, one way, but not too fast, or you're taking too long, because that will cause heat spikes and stuff like that. But yeah, here's how that is looking. And now we're going to go in with a mandrel bit to 40 grit sanding band. Honestly, this sanding band sucks so bad. I'm using it forward, 6 RPMs. And we're just going to go in and remove that shine very, very gently. Feathering motions. You don't want to apply any pressure. That's going to cause rings of fire. But here I'm also going in, and I forgot to, what is this called? Season my mandrel or my sanding band. It will cut you. Cutter, so I forgot about that, so I did quickly do that with my hand file. And let me tell you, this sanding band just looks so bad. It basically just buffed it now. It honestly really sucked. I didn't know a sanding band could suck, but I learned in this occasion that they can, honestly, and there's some low quality ones out there. You guys can see it's basically, it does have a little kind of a white chalky part, but that is because I have some sanding, I mean some base coat on there. But it honestly just buffed it now. Not the best. So I did go and try to find my mandrel bit, and then I did use that one instead. And that worked so much better. I was like, okay, thank you. Now we're going to go in and start now applying our nail tips. I'm going to be using just some Sheen glue, some extra long C-curve nail tips. Applying them on just like so. I also do want to mention her nails are so much different. Honestly, like, her nails literally put me through so much work. At the beginning, when I was starting, I didn't really know how to work with her type of nails. Her nails often have already an apex built in them. They have a very high apex compared to my nails. My nails are C-curved, but they're kind of flat, so they're kind of easier to work with. Hers are kind of a little bit tougher, especially because often my application kind of looks bulky just because her nails have an apex already. Only 2 of my fingers have that, which is my index, which most often happens to people. But hers are on a lot of them, to be honest. But yeah, honestly, they were hard to work with. I often would not like to do her nails. But now I'm kind of like, I kind of got the hang of it now. So it's kind of a breeze, and now I would say. So yeah, it just honestly comes down to practice. Here we cut down the nail tips. She only wanted a little bit of a length. Here I'm using a medium grit ceramic bit. This is a cone bit. Honestly, this is gonna blend your nail tip so much. I'm using it at 4 at 15 RPMs. If you guys are not comfortable with that, go in and just opt for the mandrel bit with the 240 grit sanding band. I lost mine. Honestly, I was a little bit mad about that. I couldn't find it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just use this one. But it blended the nail tip pretty well. You would say it's pretty seamless. You guys can see that. I'm gonna go in with my Model 1 Steel Hydrator, applying 2 very thin coats of this, and then in between each coat we're gonna let the air dry for about 30 seconds. Next, we're gonna go in with my Model 1's primer. I'm gonna go ahead and scrub this into the nail in little groups that we created. We are not gonna go in and just apply it or brush it on. I do not like doing that. I just found that it doesn't work for me. I prefer to scrub it in, and we're doing 2 coats of that. Then we're going to go in with the fiber rubber base. This is mainly used to repair damaged or cracked nails or brittle nails, or to add strength to some nails. I got this usually because she opts in for gel polish, but I wanted to try it out on her. It has little fibers, so it helps to strengthen the nail. I don't know if you guys can see little fibers there. Then we're going to go in and cure this for 60 seconds. Now we're going to grab our polygel color in the color Dust Drift. Using our spatula, we're going to dunk that into some isopropyl alcohol so it doesn't stick to our brush. We're going to apply that a little bit far away from the cuticle, and we're just going to gently pat that back towards the cuticle. When you're pushing it back towards the cuticle, you want to make sure that you actually have less isopropyl alcohol into your brush. That is going to maintain a very flush cuticle area. And again, you want to always leave a little gap of about a hairline away from the cuticle area, so it doesn't, you don't flood it, and so you get no lifting, and it's gonna just make sure that you have a really nice, beautiful, seamless cuticle application. Here I'm pushing this towards the sidewalls and patting that into place, pushing it towards the sidewalls here, or just wiping it. We're gonna go ahead and push this again towards the other sidewall. We're only making sure that we focus on the natural nail first. Make sure you cover that. And now this little top part, we're just gonna go ahead and pat this down, move it to the side, and we're just gonna brush that towards the free edge, covering the nail tip very gently, only the tip of it. Pat that into place. Pat that into place. I'm gonna swipe to maintain our shape here. And here we're just gonna make sure that we swipe that. Look how pretty that looks. We're gonna go in, and I use that end of our polygel brush to kind of make sure that we maintain a square shape. And we're just using the end of that metal of our polygel brush to just kind of perfect that shape. Look how pretty this looks. Then we're going to go in and do a full cure of 120 seconds. Again, here I did not apply some isopropyl alcohol onto my spatula, and look how sticky it got. And it was just, it didn't go on smoothly. So what we're going to go in, we're just going to pretend we laid it down perfectly. So we're just going to create a little tiny ball. Here you guys will see. This will work fine. If you do mistakes happen, you can fix it. Okay, now that we have our little ball here, again, hairline away, and you're just going to go in and just pat this into the back of the cuticle area. Just pat. Move to the sides, removing any excess polygel or any excess slip solution, my bad. Pat that back very gently. You want to make sure again that you have less isopropyl alcohol onto your brush here. Pat that into place. This is going to ensure that you seal the cuticle area very gentle and very nicely. Look how pretty this looks. Again, we're not touching that top. That is going to build the apex. We're going to go ahead and push this towards the sidewalls here. Only we're focusing on making sure that we first cover up the natural nail. From the side here, gentle. We don't want to flood our sidewalls there. We're going to swipe towards the front. We're going to pat that towards the left side now. Swipe, pat, and swipe, pat that into place. Very gentle, especially when we're touching that top there. I had a little bit too much, so I'm making sure that I could just kind of pat some of that. But you want to be very gentle. You don't want to apply too much pressure. You're going to ruin that little apex we have there. Pat towards the free edge. Pat, swipe. Pat, and swipe. We're patting it towards the sides, just like so. Removing some isopropyl alcohol. Swipe. And again, using that end of our spatula or our brush there to kind of perfect that square shape. And look how beautiful this looks. here I'm gonna go in and just swipe to kind of make sure that I do not lose my skirt shaping. I want to avoid as much filing as possible. Then again, make sure you cure for 130 seconds. You do not want to skip that step, just because this is what I noticed with this polygel, that I do have to cure longer. Again, you want to apply that hairline away from the cuticle. Oops. So we're just going to create a little ball here, just like so. Again, pat that back and very gentle. And you do not want to touch that top at all. Otherwise, your apex is going to be gone. You're going to be creating a mess. Honestly, you're going to have so many divots. And that's just not going to be good. Look how nice and pretty. At the beginning, I did kind of struggle with this polygel just because I'm used to different kinds. But this one's really, really nice to work with. So once you get the hang of it, boom, you're easily done. Look how nice that apex. We're not touching that top yet. You guys can see we have that little high apex. For short nails, usually most people say it doesn't require it. Don't do it. It's a waste of time. But for her, like I said, she does a manual labor. She works with her hands a lot. I've done a very kind of seamless apex, almost little to no apex. They often tend to break or pop off. So what I'm making sure this time is to kind of have a little too high apex, not too much. But yeah, I did apply an actual apex to her nails. And look, we're just brushing that towards her free edge. And it's just going to beautifully, nicely shaped. Again, then cure for 120 seconds. Basically the same thing with long nails. I do have a video up with me showing you guys my polygel application if you guys want it for longer nails, and how to work with your non-dominant hand, how to do everything with your non-dominant hand. I know most people are doing it on their own. So yeah, I do have a video up that. Look how beautiful that application looks. Next, same thing, we're going to use our dehydrator by Model 1s, 2 coats of our primer by Model 1s, scrubbing that in. And then we're going to go in with our rubber base. Here, making sure that I take a longer time with my primer. But now here I'm going to go ahead and let you guys enjoy watching the process of me applying the polygel on this nail in particular. If you guys have any questions, anything like that, please don't hesitate to ask or reach out to me on my Instagram as well. But yeah, just apply your base, and then we're going to go in and then do a full cure of 60 seconds. Get the feeling that you won't fight for me, die for me. I'm making it right for me. Gonna get out of your city. Not gonna cry, I'm too pretty. I won't make a scene, but I'm gonna leave. You want me to be. Call it a grand finale. Will you even notice if I leave in the morning? Maybe. Will you even notice if I'm no longer? So here's how her nails look after application. Look how beautiful that looks. I was a little bit rushed. She did have somewhere to be at 7, and it was already like 8, 9. And look at the apex. I'm showing you guys the side profile. There's an apex already. And look how beautiful in one go. You guys can also do this with long nails. Like I do have a video previously. If you want to see how to do it with long nails, I do have that one. I just wanted to make a video with short ones as well. And look at how beautiful this Dusk Drift polygel looks by Now Reserve. It's super pretty. We're going to go in with 91% isopropyl alcohol, a lint-free wipe. And we're just going to scrub that tacky layer off. If you do not scrub very well, your nail bits will get gunked up. You also do want to make sure that you're removing as much of that sticky layer as possible. Wash your hands as well with soap if you want to do that. Scrub them very well, because that sticky layer is just going to ruin your nail beds as well. I'm telling you guys from experience. But yeah, we're just going in and doing that very, very gently. Here's how it looks after. Now I'm going into applying 71% isopropyl alcohol again. I'm doing this again. I want to make sure that I remove that tacky layer, because either ways I tried my best to remove it, but still my nail bit ended up getting gunked up. That is why I recommend when working with polygel, use ceramic bits. Usually those will tend not to get gunked up easier. But yeah, we're scrubbing that tacky layer. I'm getting kind of sleepy here, to be honest. I woke up, I separately edited this video, and I woke up early to get this voiceover done as well. But here's how that looks. And now we're gonna go in and seal the cuticle area. Again, this is the bit that I recommend the most. One of my favorite bits all time, the one and the only. We have it in ceramic, and I have the other one. I believe it's I don't even know the type of bit. I'm sorry. But this is forward 16 RPM. We're just going in and sealing that cuticle area up. And I noticed right away that this polygel in particular does gunk up my bits. I'm not too sure if it cures pretty well, honestly. I didn't have any issues with the previous color, but this one I noticed that after filing, it does get some of these white spots, like very, very noticeable white spots. And I was just looking at that. I was like, that's interesting. So that is an observation that I saw from working with this polygel. Here's how that looks. And it was honestly hard to kind of remove those little white spots. I used a buffer. I tried to buff that away, but honestly it wouldn't really remove until I used some soap. I felt like also it was kind of getting under cured. It wouldn't cure 100%. That is what I honestly think. That is my observation from working with this color in particular. The previous color, I didn't really have any issues with that, but I did make sure she cured it for at least 120 seconds more. Literally, I was a little bit like, that can cause allergies. So I did go ahead and make sure she cured it once more after filing. I'm like, here, go ahead and just cure just to be safe a lot longer. And yeah, we did do that, and that kind of did help. Here I'm also, again, we're working with her index. Her index already has a very, very high apex, so often I do not need to build an apex for her, or at the apex where the apex would be, I do have to make it thinner. Otherwise the nail is gonna look super, super bulky. You also do want to make sure you're inspecting your nails. You educate yourself on the different type of nails, because there's like 4 different types literally. I've taken a lot of courses over my 5 years of doing nails, and they honestly do help. I definitely recommend investing in your education a little bit more. It feels like nails and easy peasy, you know, but there's a little bit more to it, especially if you're trying to do it on other people. But here I'm just debulking the free edge a lot. Like I said, this is the part where she has a very high apex. Her nails, her natural nails, if you guys were able to see them, very, very high apex. So I'm removing that as much as I can, removing a lot of that polygel. We went ahead and removed any dust now, and we're just gonna go in and perfect our little square. I really wanted her to let me do that kind of moon cut at the free edge. She's like, nah, I don't like it because it can cut me, and I just don't like how it looks. And I was like, I really wanted to do it. I think it gives a cleaner look, and I honestly prefer it. But she's like, no, and I was like, fine. But yeah, I'm just perfecting her sidewalls here, and then we're just gonna square that free edge. And look at how beautiful our filing looks, our application, everything. I honestly really loved how these turned out. I haven't done short polygel nails in a long time. I've done on my sister previously. On my other sister, I have, I think, 4 sisters, 3 sisters, I'm not even sure. But I did do nails on her. I did some oval ones, but the polygel wasn't the best, to be honest. I'm gonna just be honest, it wasn't the best, and so I had a really hard time working with that. But this one's not too bad. I was able to easily shape it in one go. It's not this sticky, it's not going anywhere. Really good polygel formula, really loved it. But here I'm going in again to find that free edge just a little bit more, making sure I thin that out. You guys can see her nails have such a strong apex, and also strong C curve. Now here I'm grabbing my buffer here, and we're just gonna buff the nails away, remove any of the scratches. Very, very gentle. Once you're done with that, we are going to go in and just cleanse the nail using 70% isopropyl alcohol, remove any dust. And look how beautiful the nail looks. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a closer look. Look at that really nice color. Really, really pretty. Those are the, you can see the little white little specks. I don't know if you guys you saw that they were after the polygel. I mean, the isopropyl alcohol was kind of drying out. But I went ahead and finished filing, buffing the nails, perfecting nails. This one in the middle that I went ahead and grabbed, this one, that one right there. She decided to try grabbing the file and filing herself, and she just did a little she kind of made the nail slant in. I was a little bit upset with that, but I was like, fine, whatever. I'm still gonna work with it. But here we're grabbing some Aurora Foil. We're gonna go in and cut it into a little round shape here. All of them I already measured out. You guys saw me doing that. And we're just gonna go ahead and just crumble up the little paper there. You want to make sure you do this. It's gonna look so much better. We're grabbing our Bella-Vina 4-in-1 base coat, one a very thin layer of that all around the nail. We're just gonna go ahead and pick this up using this silicone kind of cuticle pusher. I recommend this one a lot, especially when you're laying down foil, stickers, anything like that. I'm just pressing that down very gently. And into our flash cure lamp, we're gonna turn that on, and we're just gonna flash cure that in to place to make sure it lays down very, very flat. Otherwise, you will have some of that sticking up. Do a full cure of 30 seconds. Next, we're gonna grab our Bella-Vina base coat once more, and we're gonna encapsulate this very, very well, then cure for 60 seconds. Once you've encapsulated, we're gonna grab our buffer here, and we're just gonna make sure we kind of lay a little bit more flat down. So we're gonna go ahead and cleanse the nail, remove that tacky layer very, very well from that base coat, and then just buff away to kind of make sure that some of that mylar isn't sticking up, or I mean foil. I keep forgetting it's foil. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cleanse the nail very, very well, and now we're ready to go in and just top coat the nail in beautiful, nice application. We're gonna cure that for 60 seconds. Now onto the next nail. We're gonna go in with our Bella-Vina 4-in-1 base coat, one very thin layer. Place down your Aurora Chrome foil, stick it down, flash cure, and then do a full cure of 30 seconds. Same thing here. Again, you guys can also encapsulate it with polygel, but honestly, this was just easier for me. We're going in with our Bella-Vina 4-in-1 base coat to encapsulate that once more. We're gonna remove that tacky layer using the isopropyl alcohol, cleanse the nail very, very well. Here's how that looks. Once you've done that, buff away again any parts that are lifted from that foil. Remove any dust. Again, cleanse the nail very, very well from any dust. That's what you want to make sure you do that, so you guys get really nice nails and you're not encapsulating any dust. Go in and apply your top coat and then cure it for 60 seconds. Next, we're going to apply one thin coat of this pewete color P097. Look at how gorgeous this color is. We're going to apply one very thin coat of this and then cure for 30 seconds in our lap. Look how beautiful this gel polish is. Really pretty. It gives me fairy vibes. Really love how this set turned out. Now we went ahead and cure that for 30 seconds, and we're going to grab our Mischeering Rhinestone glue, place some of that onto our liner brush. I'm using a 𝚖𝚚𝚗𝚍 one from Amazon. And we're just going to go ahead and outline that little kind of foil that we made. I'm doing kind of like a squabble here. I'm sorry if it didn't focus my camera very well, just because it's matted out. My camera has a hard time focusing. But here we went ahead and did a flash cure, only flash cure just for now. Since we're going to do more, here we kind of are going to grab a little bit of a dot. I'm so sorry, literally. Here's how it looks, a little blob, a little dot. You want to have a little dot at the end of your brush. You want to make sure it's a long liner. We're going to go in and just move it in one place, round and round, and then we're just going to go ahead and just pull that gently towards one end, and it's going to create a little tail. Flash cure that into place so it maintains its 3D shape. Same thing, you're going round and round in one place to make sure that you have a little circle there, and then you're just going to pull that, flash cure, and then once you're done with that, go ahead and do a full cure of 40 seconds only. Grab your Aurora Chrome powder. We're going to use this gorgeous yellow one here, and we're just going to rub that into the little kind of drawings we made, or little blobs, anything like that. Beautiful color. Remove any of that excess chrome. Beautiful. And now we're going to grab our base coat. You want to make sure you do apply base coat, otherwise the chrome will just kind of rub off or peel off. So I'm doing one very thin layer of base coat, and then we're going to cure it for 60 seconds. Now, time for charms. I hope you guys are excited. I'm going to go in with my Born Pretty Super top coat, and we're not going to cure. You want to add it with a very thin layer, and we're going to, at the bottom of our charm, we're going to apply some Rhinestone glue gel. This is the way I do it. Honestly, this is the only thing that's worked for me, so Again, this is what I recommend. I'm only going to show you guys on some of them. And here we're also going to go ahead and apply some rhinestone glue gel onto the nail to kind of create that little pattern where we're going to be placing these pearls here. And we're doing like a little kind of necklace, I don't know, honestly, or French, whatever you want to call it. Here's how it looks. And now we're just going to go ahead and flash cure it into place and then do a full cure of 60 seconds. Same thing, apply one thin layer of your Born Pretty Super Top Coat and do not cure it just yet. Here I'm applying some rhinestone glue gel by Mischeering. And we're just outlining where I'm going to go ahead and place my little charms. These are much smaller, so I don't actually tend to put them on the back or apply some rhinestone glue gel on the back. I honestly just do it like this. It also just works great. But this is only for this. For the big charms, I do apply it to the back. But here we just applied our little flowers, our pearls, and then we did a full cure of 60 seconds. Here again, top coat. Once you apply top coat, do not cure. And we're going to apply these little roses. Okay, we're applying some rhinestone glue gel. We're going to place our little pearls here. My sister said this gave like mermaid vibes. What do you think this gives, honestly? I honestly don't know. Like I said, I freestyled this day. I was just like, this goes, this goes, this goes. It took me, I think, at least an hour and a half to kind of come up with what the heck to do. Here, we're flashing curing into place and then doing a full cure of 60 seconds. Same thing, top coat, and then we applied this gorgeous kind of pearlescent star. Flash cure it into place and then do a full cure of 60 seconds. Next, we want to make sure that you do top coat your pearls, some of your charms. Some of them I did, some of them I didn't. And you want to make sure you do that and you ensure you do that, because otherwise that pearl it's just going to fade away. Here we're going to go in and apply some gold little caviar beads onto the little flowers, just like so. We're going to grab some rhinestone glue gel and we're going to create some little blobs here again at the thumb, round and round, and then you're going to go in and just gently pull where you want it to kind of just be. I honestly call these apostrophes. They look to me like apostrophes. So yeah, we're creating three, a big one, a medium, and a small one. Here again, round and round, and pull. Here we're grabbing a little bit less of an amount just because it's smaller. You want to create a little glob at the end of your liner brush. Beautiful. And here's how the nail turns out. We went ahead and did a full cure of 60 seconds. Gorgeous nails. Let me know what you guys think. They were a lot of work, but I honestly really loved how these turned out. Super cute. That polygel application was amazing. I really loved how the Aurora Foil looks. So nice. Let me know what you guys think about this set. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys learned something new, if you guys have any questions or concerns, don't forget to leave them down below. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Please take care. Goodbye and see you guys next time.